Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have the hat on because it's kind of ridiculous. It's going crazy. Anyways, so right now I'm gonna put my gloves on. Oh no, actually I'm gonna show you guys real quick on the transfer paper. I kept getting a bunch of requests like, how do you get something to stick? And I'm a beginner, so let me just tell you guys real quick. Okay, so this is a transfer paper. You could get it off Amazon for like 10 bucks for a pack of 20. Or if you just look for better deals, you could get, a pack of them for a good deal. You just gotta look. I know my friend told me this really good brand, but I forgot the name of it. I haven't got it myself, but when I was with her, it worked really good and it did not wipe off. You want to get a transfer paper that doesn't wipe off while you're tattooing, because you are going to go back in with soap and with water, to get rid of the ink so you can see the lines. But you don't know until I don't know how to explain it. Until you work with a transfer paper, you're going to see the difference on what I'm talking about, between good transfer paper and bad transfer paper. If you're actually just starting to do tattoos and you don't mind getting some cheap one and just playing with it, then by all means just do it. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't know if you would really like this tattoo stuff, so of course you're gonna want to invest into cheaper things. So okay, right here I already have some outline of the flowers. I have a little angel, you guys see that? Let me look for a little example just to show you guys what I did. This was one of my actual first tattoos that I did on a customer and not myself. Okay guys, ignore this. I had really long nails. I did it myself. Look, I got ink and stuff. Yesterday I was doing some art homework and I basically cut off my nails. I gotta take off the rest, but I'm kind of lazy for that. Okay, so this is what I printed out. And then this is the back. Obviously I could have did a lot more better lines, but I just started, so I don't know what was going on there. The tattoo was real cheap, so nobody was complaining at the end of the day. I do want to say that when you do start, you actually do want to have your prices really low, just so and then letting the person know hey, I'm a beginner, are you okay with this? Just so there wouldn't be any problems, Anyways, so normally what I did, okay, another tip. What I did when I started is I told them, I'm like, hey, if I mess up, I got you in the future. I know I'm gonna get better, but don't trip, I got you. And fun fact, this, oh my God, this is a little story. So my friend came over. She originally wanted something else, and then she told me you know what? Do whatever you want to do. Since you're starting, tell me what you want, and then I'm all for it, and I trust you. And I was like, word, for real? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I want to do an eye. Now if you're starting tattooing, you don't want to start with an eye. You want me to tell you why? Because there's just so many details. Not only that, but the way you get the lashes is a whole different story. I was trying to do lashes and they look like lines. I wanted to look very light. Now I realize that I could have went in with a watered down black, a gray type of thing. I still haven't worked on the eye till this day because I am afraid, but I should just practice on some practice skin just so I could, learn some techniques that I'm off on. But around that time I wasn't even shading. So my eye, for some reason I thought yeah, I could do it. This is my 5th, 6th tattoo, I could do it. I did it. I threw in some white, and this was some white that I was using back then. It wasn't the Star Bright. The Star Bright is a really good white. I don't have it right here in front of me, but I will show a picture right here. So I was using the one that starts with an E. I'll put that one. And for some reason, I just didn't like the way it healed afterwards. That's a whole different story. Anyways, so I did the eye. Bro, that shit looked so ugly. I'm gonna try to get my friend to send me a picture just so I could post it for you guys. But after I told her, I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. She was a real one. She was like, don't trip. This is you just starting. And I'm like, all right, thank you. I'm like, don't worry. Más al rato when I get better and you want this covered up, like, I got you. So months later, she hits me up. She went like on a vacation or whatever. She hits me up when it healed, and she tells me like, hey, can you still do my tattoo the one that you said you got me on? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. What do you want? Do you want it covered up, or do you want like a whole different tattoo? And she was just like, I want a whole different tattoo. Like, I don't care. Like, it's fine. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, I got you. And she's like, yeah. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I'm always come back to you. And I'm like, all right, thank you. So I did her a whole different tattoo. But till this day, like, me and her still laugh about it. And if you're not comfortable with something, practice by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, just practice by yourself. Okay, so with this, so this is how you transfer it on. There's gonna be like 2 thin layers of paper on top. Now, you don't want to get rid of those if you have this machine. I don't have the machine myself, but I'm really thinking about investing into it. I saw on Amazon that they were like $170 something. So most likely I am, because I waste a lot of time just being right here, putting the print on top, and then, you know, drawing it on. Not only that, but when they get here, I kind of figure out like what size they want and all that stuff. But that's a different story too, because I need to start telling them how many inches length and width, and, you know, just so I could have this ready right before they come, so I could just stamp it on them. Okay, so as soon as you take off the 2 layers on top, you're gonna put whatever paper that you have. Let's say it's writing. You know, you're gonna put that on top, and you're gonna get a ball pen. Okay, you can't get like a normal pen. I don't have examples right in front of me, but you can't get a normal pen, like the ones that just the ink just falls out on itself. You can't get any markers. The pencil, I've tried it, but it does not get my lines pretty well. So work with a ball pen. You could get them at Dollar Tree, or you could get them from anywhere, you know? So you put it on, and then make sure your hand is not touching the paper, because it does transfer. You don't want that at the end of the day. You write on it, you take it off, and then it's gonna transfer onto the back of this paper. Now, when that happens, you cut it out, and then you already have your print. Now, when you have your print, as long as you have the blue, you check it and see if nothing's missing. If you see that something's missing, you're gonna put it back on and rewrite over it. You could get the stencil stuff, but mine is over there. I don't feel like walking over there right now. But basically, you take this, you know, I use this deodorant. If you guys are just starting, I recommend you just use this to yourself. Or, I mean, honestly, I recommend this to stencil this. So you could get it at Dollar Tree or anything. It's Speed Stick. So I'm gonna just stencil this on myself. Oh well, let me see. So you rub it. You don't rub too much. And then I'm gonna just, you know, put it on like whatever. Okay, so and then you hold it on you like this. Press it down. And then make sure you like everything else is flat onto the skin, or if not, let's say like a part was just sticking out like that. It's not, that part's not gonna stick. And let's say you're gonna try to position it, it's gonna look like if it was stamped twice. So let's say that does happen. You could just off the top of your head realize which ones are you gonna line, but just don't forget, because when you get distracted into the tattoo, you're gonna forget. So don't forget. Okay, so now it should be ready. So this is the stencil that I have on myself. You're able to see it. The lines are pretty good. Okay, so as soon as this happens, you let it dry for a while. Normally, I do this process before I set up, or I already have my setup here. Like, let's say the second person's coming in and I didn't have time to set up, I set up. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, is set up. I have a customer coming in. She's one of my loyal friends. Well, she's one of my friends, but she's a loyal customer. Okay, so what I do, let me go get my green soap. Let me just show you guys. Okay, so a razor, you could get a pack of 10 at the dollar store. Honestly, the way I use them, they only have 2 little razor things, but you just gotta be gentle with them. You put the, oh yeah, and then you get also a foam soap thing. I put half water and half green soap. This soap, guys, is a must-have when you're tattooing. You want to be as clean as possible. And I put obviously half of green soap and then half of water so it could get that foamy effect. And then I have these 2 tube things. One is always filled with water. I could tell because the water is more clear. And then one is half green soap, and then the other, and then the rest is half water. So that's what I'm gonna do right now because I'm literally out. So let's do it. Honestly, this soap is really thick, so I'm gonna just put less than that. Yeah, no, actually. That should be fine. And then I just use the water from the bottled water because I don't want to get the water from the sink. And that's what I do, honestly, just to be on the safer side. Okay, so as soon as that happens, I put this in, and then I cover this little hole and I shake it. Perfect. Now I get these little things from the dollar store too. They're the little sandwich bags. You could just use the foil wrap, honestly. I get my foil, you see that little thing over there? Yeah, I get my foil wrap from, what's that thing called? Smart and Final now, because it's cheaper. It's like that pack for like 15 bucks. Girl, if you're not going to Smart and Final, what are you doing? Okay, so look. I just wrap it, and then there, I just squeeze it. I get it from down here. I don't get it from up there because obviously I'm gonna use it on other people, and I do not want to cross-contaminate. If you do that, honestly, you want to stay on the safe side, guys. I need to put more water on this because, you know, you don't want to get the other person infected. Let's say let's say somebody before them had something. You don't want to give the other person something, or you don't want to get something from it, you know. Not saying to never tattoo the other person that has that, but it's always good that they let you know as well, just so you're extra cautious. But some people just sometimes don't tell you, and you're just gonna you just have to treat everything extra carefully. Try to cover everything. Okay. So you see, I wrap it up and put it in there. If you guys want, you guys could just put a tape as well. But I'm pretty good. Okay, and then what I use is this tube. They're pretty good. Then I also use a 5-round liner needle. I'm more like, I love the five round liners. And then when I ordered my Bishop rotary, I got it straight from the website back then. I'm in love with this one. It came with a little case. I did not know it was gonna come with the case. And it comes with like this little lube thing. Just, I think I forgot. But I know I lube the side of this part up every now and then, just so it could run smoother. And then the ink that I use is Dynamic. I dirtied it because it fell. And I use Green Glide. Another cheaper version that you beginners could use is Vaseline. But later on, when you do get into tattooing, you're gonna see, if you invest into this, you're gonna see the difference on like how it feels and how the needle goes in. So let's say you're getting started and you don't have money like that, then invest into, you know, just stuff that are more expensive. For example, a gun. Let's say you know you want to do this, then purchase an expensive, not expensive, but a good gun. I recommend rotaries. I got recommended a rotary by my friend's friend, and low-key it's been doing me really good. let's just say you just want to try it out, get a cheap machine off Amazon. Honestly, I don't know why people talk smack about people getting a cheap machine. I started off a cheap machine. It was like a little coil one. Somebody ripped me off when I bought it off of them, but I didn't know that much about it, and I should have asked my dad how much did I get ripped off of. But anyways, it doesn't hurt to start off with something that's, you know, as long as, you know, you're learning yourself and you like it, then invest later on. And then I got this little cap to put my ink in. Let me take this off. Pretty much when you need, oh, let me show you guys my setup real quick. So this is my bed that I got. I invested into this probably like 3-4 months after I started tattooing. It's been doing me wonders. These are good for spots that are in the back, on the neck, on the arm. You get them to lay down and they're good. Instead of laying down on the couch, I had one person laying on the couch and I felt so ashamed after that. I'm like, no. So invest into this later on when you're taking clients. And if you guys got carpet that's light, or if you guys have wooden floors that you guys don't want it to get stained, then invest into this little paper thing. You can get it at the dollar store or at Walmart. I think there's like a pack of 3 for like $4. After you're done using it, you could just fold it up and then put it away in the plastic bag and reuse it a couple more times before you actually throw it out. But I've been having this for a couple times. The reason why I have this is because we just got wooden floor, and I don't want to get mad at me if I get ink on the floor. I already got ink on the floor twice. If you guys still live with your parents and don't want your ass beat, I recommend that as well. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much what you guys need. Oh, hold on, give me a second. My friend just texted. Okay, I'm back. But what I was gonna say is, okay, I got a lot of beginners. Like, how do I get started to tattoo, and can anybody do it? Yes, anybody could do it. The thing is, like, if you want to get into it professionally, you're gonna have to practice, know the layers of the skin and how deep you're going. I recommend look up a lot of YouTube videos on like how deep to go and how when you know you're not going too deep. Let's say when you put the needle inside, you're not just gonna go in with the needle and just drag your skin. You're gonna hold your skin down, and then with your other hand you're gonna put the needle inside, because if your skin's not stretched, you drag the skin and it's not doing a fine thin line. Oh yeah, another question is, do I have to learn how to draw before tattooing? This is kind of, I mean, everybody has a different opinion about this, but I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. No, you don't. I mean, as long as you know how to trace, to be honest, because you could just get anything printed out and then just trace it and then put that on you. You get what I'm saying? As long as you know how to trace, then you're fine. But let's say you want original work. Let's say, oh yeah, later on when you're gonna get into shading, yes, you're gonna have to learn how to draw, because you're gonna have to learn how to shade. You get what I'm saying? If you just want to be a tattoo artist that does straight lines and that's it, then I mean, that's on you. But within time, you're gonna pick up art stuff, you're gonna pick up drawing, because let's just say you love it, then you're gonna pick it up. When you're starting, I recommend to practice on fruit. I cannot stress this enough. Do not put no needle into you until you practice on fruit and fake skin. There's another, people are also practicing on pig skin. That is fine too, but practice a couple times. Why? Because the machine is tilting on your hand. I'm a left-handed, so let's say you're right-handed. Then it's tilting on it. So you're not used to, a normal pen is super thin and you're able to draw and write whatever, you know? But a machine is heavier and it's shaking. So it's like this while you're tattooing. So let's just say you're not even used to it and you're going in on yourself. You're gonna mess up, you know? you rather use that perfect skin on yourself for when you already know and you've already practiced on fruit or on fake skin. You're like, okay, I already know how this machine, how heavy it is. I know when I'm about to get tired. I know when I gotta start massaging my hand, because your hand is gonna start getting tired after a while, especially if you're not used to it. And don't forget this, but when you're tattooing on fruit and when you're tattooing on fake skin, you don't stretch out your material. But when you are practicing on it, practice on holding it like as if you're stretching out the skin, just so it becomes normal to your mind. And so when you do get onto skin, you'll be fine. Another thing is, if you guys have really close friends, and let's say you've been practicing on yourself or practicing on fruit and your lines look pretty good, and you have friends that are offering to get a tattoo, I say practice on them. Like, take advantage as many people that's gonna let you guinea pig on them, because that's basically what it is. You're gonna need more examples before you start putting your work out there, before you start saying, hey, I'm charging, and hey, da 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 da. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like I'm leaving out some type of tips. Let's get into this real quick. So this, I use it for my needles. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me open it. So I drop my needles in there and they're not able to come back out. I didn't start using this until a couple weeks from now. Or like, a couple weeks from now. But I highly recommend, if you are starting, you could just use a Gatorade bottle. The really fat ones, and then take off the cap, throw in the needles in there, and put the cap back on, and put it in a place where kids are not gonna get it, especially your supplies. Like, if you guys have kids around, make sure everything is out of the reach of a kid, because you don't want them to eat the ink, you don't want them to touch the needles and start opening stuff. Not only that, but when you do spend money on your supplies, it's gonna suck when all of that is destroyed. So please look after that. The needles, I'm more concerned, the used ones, I'm more concerned about that. So always put that like in a high reach, and make sure you tell whoever lives with you, like, hey, don't touch this, and you should be fine. But that's all I have for you guys today. I need to finish getting ready and having stuff laid out, because I have my customer, she's about to get here. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you guys have other questions on how to start tattooing, right now I was just talking about basics and like the setup, you know, like what I use and how to get the stencil on you. But if you guys have any more questions, feel free to comment down below. I will have the part 2 of me finishing my tattoo up probably in a couple weeks. I've been super busy. I'm taking college classes right now and tattooing on the weekends, so like literally I'm busy all week. So when I ever get that up, I will have that up. For right now, feel free to leave any comments down below and I will get back to them. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and another thing is, if you guys have questions, let's say that you guys want to get answered within a couple hours, I am always available on my Instagram. So go to Sweet Jokes Tattoos. I'm gonna put my Instagrams down low. So you guys could leave comments down on my YouTube channel, but it's gonna take me a while, because honestly, like, I just don't really get notifications for it until I go to my video and I'm like, anyways. But if you guys want responses like this, you guys could contact me on those channels, and I mean those Instagram pages, and I don't mind answering them. I got a couple messages and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for liking my video, thank you guys for subscribing, and thank you guys for asking for tips. But yeah, so if, let's just say you're like, hey, can I call you real quick, I need real help on this, dude, I don't mind FaceTiming with you and showing you what you need help with. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to help anybody out, because honestly, being like tattooing, and especially asking tattoo artists for help, some don't give that to you. And that's their issue, that's their deal. They probably just want to keep the information to themselves, which is kind of stupid because everybody starts somewhere. But I rather not be that person, because I had a couple people do that to me, and honestly, like, it just makes you feel like shit at the end. You're like, damn, why did I even ask? Anyways, my friend just called. I gotta let you guys go. Have a great day. Stay blessed, stay up, and thank you for watching my channel.